Us tonight.
Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
I appreciate it. Did you get on a court order about these, specifically about this protest of today?
Yes, we did. We got a court order specifically about this protest and restricting protests from certain areas like the Aso Villa, the Supreme Court.
Speaks, power shakes. But this time, power is speaking back. The streets have echoed with chants of free Nnamdi Kanu. But now the Nigerian police have finally broken its silence. And what they said has shocked many. Arrests were made, voices were silenced, but was it justice or just fear of the truth? In this video, we'll break down the official statement, the real reason behind the arrest, and what it means for Southeast. Don't blink, this is the part they don't want you to see. Hit the subscribe button, like, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk facts and not fear.
Us tonight.
Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
I appreciate it. Did you get on a court order about these, specifically about this protest of today?
Yes, we did. We got a court order specifically about this protest and restricting protests from certain areas like the Aso Villa, the Supreme Court, the National Assembly, Eagle Square, the Force Headquarters, and Shehu Shagari. And the court order says protesters should not are restricted from going to these areas. And as a law enforcement agency, we are duty bound to enforce that court order.
So it was the Nigerian police force that went on behalf of the IGP, went to the court, and this was on Wednesday or whatever. Am I right?
On Friday.
It was on Friday.
Yeah.
Were you able to secure the court order? Because I understand that the court was supposed to sit on that matter today, but that never held.
Well, I'm talking about Friday. We approached the court and we got the court order.
There is a valid court order from, is it just Tomato's court?
There is a valid court order from Federal High Court in Abuja, and that is what we enforced today. It came out on Friday.
So on what grounds did the police want those specific areas to be isolated from the protesters?
You see, FCT is very big. You can protest anywhere and your voices will still be heard. It will still be reported by the press. And these are critical infrastructure that need to be protected. And don't forget that these are places where protests have happened in the past and things were destroyed. We have records of that. So it's our duty as an agency, it's our mandate to protect life and property, to ensure law and order. So whatever step we need to take to achieve that mandate is what we'll take. All lawful steps, and that was what we did. So we took that step in order to protect the critical infrastructure in those areas.
Is it about critical infrastructure or about protecting the powerful against the average person? Because the average person that went on the street today, these places that you are mentioning, the National Assembly, the Aso Villa, all of these are places where you find the powerful and the mighty in Nigeria. Is that what you are protecting?
Definitely not. Like I said, no matter where you protest, your voices will be heard. In fact, this is the age of internet and ICT. People will always make videos and stream and make their voices heard. So it's not about that. There was a group that protested along this road some years back, and it was anarchy, it was chaos. In fact, I remember that the ambulance that was there was burnt down. So we've seen this before, and we need to learn from incidents that have happened in the past. So we would not allow this to happen, especially when we see the red flags, when we get the intel, the intelligence that such a thing is going to happen. We are duty bound to take every preemptive step to make sure it doesn't happen.
So what intelligence did the police have to suggest that this one was going to escalate to the point that it's going to put the lives of the president living in the presidential villa, the lives of the lawmakers in jeopardy, or any properties in jeopardy?
Thank you very much. We might not be able to go into details of the intelligence, but it's enough to say that everything we did was in good faith to protect Nigerians and protect the city. So we're saying it again that we approached the court listened to us and graciously granted.
Are you able to make available this court order so that Nigerians can be able to see the content of what the court is restricting these protesters who are unarmed? By the way, the allegations that you fire live ammunition. What did they do to live ammunition? Did you want to kill them, or what exactly was the problem?
Number one, the court order is not it's not a classified document. It's readily available.
But the copy that you have, you were the one who went to court.
Yes, yes. I can make a copy available. You can also just
you did that in ex parte. That means that you appear before the court exclusively to before the police and the court.
Yes, and it is clearly stated in that same order that the other party should appear this morning, 9 a.m. in court. It was clearly stated as just for spirit of fair play. Now, talking about live ammunition, I can state it categorically, authoritatively, that no live ammunition was fired today. Not a single live ammunition. It's very easy for people who are not familiar with the sounds to mistake the firing of tear gas for live ammunition. It makes the same popping sound, the explosion-like sound, but I can say it on good authority that no live ammunition was fired.
Are you sure that all of your police officers, because there are evidence and pellets that are being picked, and I guess after some time, those will be made available, that the live ammunitions and the pellets of those after the police were said to have been these demonstrators who are unarmed?
Well, if you talk about tear gas canisters being picked on the floor, yes, I would agree. But I'm yet to see shots. But I'm also confirming again that there was no live ammunition.
Gas fired at the protesters. Why?
Oh, thank you very much. The court order stated it clearly that the protesters should not go anywhere around the areas I mentioned earlier. And these protesters made an approach. They wanted to go to these areas. And like I said, as a law enforcement agency, on Saturday, we made it clear that we're going to enforce this court order. We gave enough warning for these people to court order. We gave enough warning for these people to step back and not go beyond where they were, but they were adamant and they were going to approach these areas. And we just conform to standard operating procedures, and we decided to use, in conformity with our SOP, to use minimal force that is commensurate with the resistance we are getting. And we used tear gas. That was the least that we could do. Nobody was harmed or injured, and we're able to successfully achieve our mandate and disperse the protesters.
Because this is what Shore and some of the protesters claim. They say, quote, suddenly from nowhere they started shooting at us, tear gas, and some live bullets were fired. Luckily, I don't think anybody was hit with the live bullets, but they were just shooting all around. Why were they sporadic shooting? Because I imagine that there are very trained police officers who are trained on how to disarm or disperse people or stop people from encroaching into areas. If you said that you have court order, a valid court order restraining people from moving an area, because it then make the police look like an insensitive, a very
from the protests. One thing is clear, the call for justice is louder than ever. But while the authorities claim they acted for peace, many are asking, whose peace, whose truth? If you feel the weight of this moment, share this video, comment your view, and subscribe to stay informed and ahead. This is your home for bold updates, unfiltered truth, and stories they rather keep in the dark. Until next time, I remember your #1 spot for everything hot in the Nigerian news world. Stay safe. Peace out.